Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with a spicy story for you. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Not Letting My Daughter Have Ibuprofen? I, 40 male, have a daughter, 14 female, who I have with my ex, 38 female. My ex-wife and I have been divorced for over 2 years, and since we're living in the same city, we both have joint custody of our daughter. She stays with me for 2 weeks of the month and stays the other 2 weeks with her mother. 3 days ago, when my daughter came to my place, she was on her period and was having ibuprofen to deal with menstrual cramps. Think we know where this is going now, right? Now, I generally tend to avoid allopathy medicines unless it's absolutely necessary, like conditions that have you hospitalized. I mean, for things like a cold or a fever, I think it's best to sleep it off instead of burdening your body with unnecessary pills. I noticed my daughter popping pills and got worried that she was going to become too dependent on them for a natural process like a menstrual cycle. The sentence warranted the red flags. We'll see where it goes, though. I asked my wife about this, and she told me our daughter has an irregular cycle, and so she has very painful cramps and needs the pills for the first 3 days. I wasn't too fussed about this, and I sat her down and talked to her about how unnecessary these pills are and how they will ruin her body when she's older and needs to be having a child. Menstrual cramps hurt, yes, but they're normal and they shouldn't be artificially reduced. I'm more than willing to allow her to rest and not do any of the chores while she's on her period too. But then she started crying and telling me that she goes through excruciating amounts of pain and she needs the tablets to be able to even move around. She also went on about how I won't understand her pain because I'm a man and I never have to deal with these things. The argument escalated and she got too offended when I told her that men and boys have struggles of their own and she shouldn't be using her period to paint herself as a victim. Okay, buddy. Okay. I just don't want my child to grow up weak-willed and soft. Millions of women before her have gone through life in their period and haven't dropped dead because they had to deal with some pain. It's high time she learned to respect her own body, and so when she was sleeping that night, I threw her ibuprofen away to finally give her a reality check and learn some willpower. She woke up and went ballistic and started throwing a tantrum. She told me she hated me and called me a misogynist because I apparently hate women. I didn't bat an eye when she said she wanted to go back to her mom. I called my ex and told her to pick her up because I really couldn't reason with her. My ex got angry with me when I told her what happened, but she does agree that I didn't deserve to be called misogynistic. But honestly, I was just trying to teach my daughter to have thick skin. When she was younger, she used to play all kinds of sports with me, and we used to have so much fun together, and now she doesn't even want to play catch with me. And then this happened. Am I the astronaut? You know, I'm going to use a line right now that I think applies to the situation and also is a great segue into bringing Candy Thunder up here, and that is, OP, you and me, no uterus, no opinion. Someone who does have one, and both, uterus and opinion, is Candy Thunder. Let's bring her up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, it's Candy Thunder and her uterus.
And my uterus,
and
for the feedback. I think everyone, men and women in chat I'll just say it for everyone. This guy, no uterus, no opinion, in the words of Rachel Green. Also, if she has irregular cycles, the ibuprofen isn't just to manage the pain, it's to manage the fact that her cycle is irregular, which means that it's going to be worse for her. So the ibuprofen for the 3 days that her period starts will actually help her cycle. Like, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. She's not just using it for pain. It sounds like it was prescribed in a way that they do for a lot of women to help manage their cycles. And I only know this because my sister is one of those people that had to do this when she was younger. So it helps in more ways than one. It's not just to minimize pain. But clearly this douchebag has no idea what the he's talking about.
I think he gave us a tell at the end. This confused me a little bit at first. The ending here, when he's like, she doesn't even want to play catch with me anymore. She used to play sports with me and we'd have all kinds of fun together.
No.
I think that's a tell. I think that's context that's important though, because this is him saying, I liked it better when she was like a boy. It's him saying, I liked it, but he could relate to her better But he's used to only feeling functional as a parent when he can treat her like a boy. They played catch, they did sports stuff, and he could sit down with the boy he feels like and be like, "You don't need ibuprofen. You're just gonna have to tough it out." You know what I mean? So he's trying to still treat her like a boy because he doesn't understand girls. And
no, clearly this guy does not understand anything about women.
It's not easy to understand,
dude.
But there has to be like an effort. You have to try.
I mean, if you want a relationship with your child, you have to understand the things that the child is going through and learn more about them. So if you want to communicate effectively and have an open conversation with your daughter about taking ibuprofen on her period, fucking learn about periods and learn what the ibuprofen is actually for, how it helps. And not to mention the fact that, one, we are a victim of our own bodies every single month that we have to have a cycle. And it sucks. It's not fun. It's gross. It's disgusting. Your daughter's 14, which means that she's only been going through this for a short time. It makes me so mad because you just minimized everything that your daughter is going through. You threw away the medicine that makes her feel better. And you acted like you were doing her a favor to teach her a lesson. This is farther than ASCON 1. To tell your daughter that what she's feeling, you think is, in your words, she should just get over it. She doesn't have the right to feel what she feels with her body. And that is, makes me very mad.
Yeah, the period simulator would be a good one for him. I don't know how you get through to somebody who's just already decided that it's no big deal. You know what I mean?
You don't. You leave. Because this telling someone that they're being a victim because they have menstrual cramps is the most ridiculous bullshit I have ever heard in my life. Especially to a 14-year-old girl who just experienced this.
Is she the only kid?
It sounded like it.
Okay. Yeah, they have okay. OP is only 40. And here's why I bring that up. It's not going to be long before OP is like, man, I need some ibuprofen for these knees, for this back, for the inevitable pain that comes with aging. And that's going to be a really funny time because you're going to be like, oh, you know what? It actually does help quite a bit. And I'm able to get around, do the things I need to do without being hindered as much. Oh, it makes sense. And then maybe you'll realize how big of an ass bag you've been this whole time. And also understand why you're standing there alone, trying to get the ibuprofen bottle open, but your arthritis is so bad you can't. And only if you hadn't have driven everyone else out of your life, you could get that damn bottle open, but you can't.
He has to leave it on where the arrows line up at all times.
He's got a hammer out, swinging a hammer at it, still nothing.
Boom.
Candy Thunder with the button press. Taking him into ASCON 1. I think being in pain hurts, right? Being in pain and being made to feel like you're crazy for feeling pain has got to be a cycle that will drive one to madness. So where exactly are you trying to send your daughter here? What is the goal? I guess that's the question I have for OP and everybody who writes a story is, what is your goal? And did this decision take you closer to that goal or further away? Because I feel like the goal you would say you had is to have, to be a good dad and have a great relationship with your daughter. Well, look at this situation now and ask yourself if that took you closer to that goal or further away. And that tells you everything you need to know, OP.